something I've had to remind myself of lately quite a bit is just doing what you can. So, a lot of times and in a lot of phases of my life, I have procrastinated or taken inaction instead of action because something wasn't perfect or the way I wanted it to be. Um, like, even uploading to the channel, I finally got back on it because I was like, what am I doing? I'm not doing anything. I don't have something better to be doing. And so I started again. And the reason I say that is because I'm going to be telling you not to do what I did, and I think it helps if I first admit to doing it. So I'm following a program from a buddy of mine. He's a creator. I'm following his fitness program. He's a monster. He's huge, natural, and he's got insane running abilities as well as he fights. And the other day, I was too busy with work to be able to get my lift in. And the next day, I was also almost too busy with work to get my lift in. And I still went and I just blasted through as much as I could. And I only missed like 3 sets between 3 exercises. So I just cut back from 4 sets or 3 sets to 2 or 3 sets. And what I found is I actually still felt pretty good. And at bare minimum, I maintained. I think I probably still grew because I'm just getting back into lifting, and everyone knows new lifter gains are insane. Um, relative to once you're like a year or two in. But I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what? Like, I didn't get the full lift in. And I could have told myself, oh, I won't have time for the full lift, so I won't do it. But why? Like, if you have a goal, don't you want to do everything you can to get there? And maybe this video won't mean anything to you, but eventually you'll probably get to the point where you're sick of yourself and you're sick of excuses, and you realize you're like, I don't have a better excuse. It is better to do something rather than nothing. And this also applies to, like, let's say you hate your job. Okay, you hate your job. Good for you. You're probably stuck there, otherwise you wouldn't have the job. Why are you stuck there? Well, because you need money. Okay, so you don't, like, let's say you've got a really busy life. Let's say you've got kids. I don't know. Let's just say that you've got a lot of things in your mind that tell you cannot start a business right now. Maybe so, but you could. I'll tell you right now, if your screen time's over an hour a day, even over half an hour, you probably could. And unless you're doing something like DoorDash, where you need your screen open, whatever time that's excess of an hour on your phone, even that's a lot. I'm trying to get mine down. But even excess of an hour, automatically, let's say you're at 4 hours a day, 3 hours a day, boom. You have 3 hours a day to work on your business because you had 3 hours to sit on your phone. And if you're like, well, that was like broken up throughout the day, maybe so. But if you have certain things you have to do throughout the day, just get them all done. Like, speed run them instead of getting on your phone for half an hour 6 times a day or whatever, 8 times a day, and racking up that screen time. Just get everything done. Or on your phone in those screen time hours, start doing something for your business. All I'm saying is you should really be striving, and I have begun to strive again, to actually effectively use your time. And I guess I've been working a lot this year, and I've had some unfortunate things happen that have kind of been a roadblock that I've had to go around or over or under, whatever. But at the end of the day, like, the things you want don't care. Doesn't matter at all, really. You're wasting time. Like, no matter how valid it is. So, okay, you had a bad thing happen. You've had a bad year. I'm talking to myself now. You had some bad stuff happen. You've had a bad year. You've had some bad luck, maybe. As valid as that is, you aren't closer to where you want to be. So at some point, you have to realize that you can't validate your excuses, or even if your excuses, or even let's go so far as to say reasons for being behind where you want to be. You're not where you want to be. And the only way to get there is to grab hold of as much control as you can over the things you can control. So for example, instead of working 2 jobs, I am still working more than 1 job, but instead of working like 2 full-time jobs, I'm going to be doing 1 full-time thing and maybe a part-time side thing. And then I'm going to be waking up early every morning, and I have been. I mean, most of this last month I've been up at 3:30 in the morning to start working. And I'm taking control before, like, I can't get around working. So I work these hours. Well, I have time after and I have time before. Afterwards, I know I'm going to be tired. I'm not going to want to do the things I need to do. So instead, with all of my best energy, I'll wake up early and do the things I need to do. And then I'll do the stuff I have to do, pretty much. And then afterwards, I have time to either do more work that I wanted to in the morning, or that I do in the morning, or I get free time. And that's one way I'm choosing to take control. And I know this video started about pretty much doing what you can. That's something I can do to, no matter what happens, pretty much, I can get to where I want to go if I stick to that. I'm taking control of that. Let's say something happens and I sleep in. Okay, well, that's not good. I have to sacrifice my after work time to get the stuff done. Or let's say I'm traveling and it's hard to eat properly. It's hard to gym. Well, do 200 push-ups when I get to the hotel. Try and get the highest protein, cleanest things wherever I am. And the thing is, like I said, your goals don't care what you do. They're just waiting for you to do what it takes to get them. For example, let's say you want to get a nice car. Say it costs $150K. You might have 10 really good reasons you don't have $150K and you want that car. That car is sitting there waiting for you, saying, I cost $150K. You need to earn 10K by 10K until you get $150K. Otherwise, you can't have me. Same thing with your workouts. You need to hit 150 workouts, eat 150 clean, high-protein meals before you see considerable results. And if you, let's say you miss 10 of those days, you don't do it perfectly. Actually, let's just say 50. You don't do it perfectly on 50 of those days. Well, on those 50 days, you have the option of doing nothing or doing as much as you can, doing a little bit. Well, for the car, it's like 150 days, 150,000, okay. On 50 of those days, you were supposed to earn $1,000. Would you rather earn $0 or $500? See, because if you do what you can and you're in the 500, you're a little bit closer. And that goal needs to have X, Y, and Z happen no matter what, no matter how valid the reason you don't have the money, no matter how valid the reason you didn't hit the gym, has to happen. So if you made it this far, I'd be surprised. I rambled a lot, but I'll see you guys in the next one.